So defense is the theme of takeaway one. Takeaway two is the theme that I talked about, really kind of figuring out what embodies this year's Philadelphia Eagles team. Take a listen. That is. There it is. There it is. Right there. Yeah, I'll leave that in. Shut your ass up. We won the
Yeah.
game. That is the theme of this defending Super Bowl championship team and the Philadelphia Eagles. Shut your ass up. We won the game. That is the theme. I said it when we talked about it in week one and maybe even before. 2 words, Jalen Hurts. That message right there, that comment, that frustration from the other team because it don't look pretty, it ain't shiny, it ain't, 52 points and Detroit Lions thrown for 5 touchdowns, Jared Goff. It's less than 100 yards, and we still won the game.
Yeah.
You know what I
We had
mean?
101.
101. I'm sorry. Can't forget that
101
one.
official.
That is the theme. Like you said. Plus, don't forget that 101. Give me every bit of my credit. That is the theme of this year. And that is my biggest takeaway was that comment. I know it went viral and went everywhere, but that comment right there embodies, I think, what this season is going to be. Shut your ass up, whether they called penalties on the tush push, whether they didn't, whether we lined it up 100 times. Shut your ass up, because guess what? We won the motherfucking game.
Yeah, as many times as Landon Dickerson jumped off sides, multiple guys were lining up off sides on the defense. I mean, the Chiefs, if you notice, they're the one team that does the real condensed kind of they form like a V, and then they try to triangle dive, and it doesn't work because Jalen Hurts then just goes over the top. That's the beauty of the tush push is it's there's one way through it. It's that's the point of you're riding the wave. But I think you're right. I just think that in this market that we're in, I think that let's say last year we lose the Super Bowl, we're not even having this conversation. We would be ready to burn the link down after these kind of even with the wins.
Yeah.
But I do think because they finished the job now that this is part of their identity and they understand that we've got to figure ourselves out. It'll take some time. I mean, I can't even name the number of offensive coordinators that we've been through at this point. I can't even name the amount of different QB coaches we've had up to this point. It's becoming a repeat story that I think me and you have the perfect attitude about this season is seriously, if you have anything to say about the Philadelphia Eagles, just shut the fuck up because you're not going to tell me anything. I don't care. We might only have 2, but I feel like I have 7. So there's nothing you can say. I mean, we're like a Toyota Camry. You know what I mean? When we have 200,000 miles, we've only got 100,000 on us, really. You know what I mean? We're a good car, So it's like, dude, this team, this city, they're so dedicated. And this attitude, to hear our QB1 tell arguably the best defensive lineman in football, shut up. We walked into your shit and took it over, man.
Yeah,
and so there's nothing you can say about it. In the history books, they're not going to talk about the 101 passing yards. They're actually probably going to say something like, guess what, son? He beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and he only threw for 101 passing yards. I mean, it never goes down as a bad thing when you win. I mean, I think the best debate this morning that was going around Philly media was, man, wouldn't it suck to wake up a Giants fan Monday morning after what you guys did? 450 passing yards from, Sussy Russy. And he goes out there and just dominates. But you lose the football game.
Mm-hmm.
On an errant throw, Jesus, take the wheel. Excuse me. But, I mean, that's what that throw was. That was a nothing ball to Malik Neighbors because the first couple two may have worked. But that was Malik is out there somewhere ass throw. Or do you want Jalen Hurts, who has that attitude? The team accepts this attitude, I think, to a certain degree.
They do.
I do think a ton of the AJ stuff is overblown by the media. And I think that when they consistently poke at him, that frustrates him.
I think so too.
And
Yeah.
so he kind of lets it out. And that's why he seems to have such a problem with it, because you keep asking the questions. And all they're going to tell you is, what does Nick Sirianni keep saying? They're a boring football team. That's what they are. We're going to be boring in interviews. We're going to be boring in, post-game successes. We're going to be boring in our losses. It is what it is. But this football team is going to do everything they can to climb that mountain. And I think that it's been 2 games. We're 2-0. I predicted 2-2 through the first 4. I mean, we got the Rams coming to town this week. They were more of a challenge than the Kansas City Chiefs were last year. So, the gauntlet continues.
No, it does. It does. And they keep answering the bell. I mean, in those 2 games, and we'll get to some power ratings.
We haven't thrown a passing touchdown yet. That's not it. That's it is.
Shut your ass up.
Shut your ass up. You know what I mean? It's what it is. I don't want to hear it. All right.
I mean, shut your ass up. You know what I mean? That's
Don't even
really
need to throw the ball to win football games. How about that?